I mean, is Cooper Rush worth 2.5 points? I would hope Quinn Ewers put up a decent stat line against Arizona State. If he didn't, we have a real problem.
You can say the same thing about Creighton. Okay, they had the one good game against Kansas at home.
When Toast talks about the kicking market, it's like some earth is flat shit. Andy, true or false, this is going to be a dog walking.
Dog walking. This is my dog walking of the day. I think it's going to be very ugly. Dog walking. I think this is going to be ugly.
Hey, get the sauce. Greetings. Happy Tuesday to you all. Hope you're having a lovely day. Hope you all had a lovely Monday night. I sure as shit did. 2-0, following a 2-0 Sunday. You'll love to see it. Hopefully that continues. Not a ton of action on the board today. In fact, if you're looking for a day to skip the show, this will probably be this one. This is not going to be very exciting. There's only 4 NBA games. It's a loaded college basketball night, but I don't have a college basketball guest. So we're just going to do 4 NBA games. If you are looking to play some college basketball bets, we did a stream last night. We were live for like an hour and 15 minutes. We went through 18 games. So if you're looking to play some college basketball bets, there's a lot of good games tonight. I would suggest watching that. I apologize. Toast is, I think, on a plane. Not positive. Trevor isn't available until 5. I've reached out to Moneyline Mac from the college experience. He couldn't make it till 5. So I tried to get someone. Unfortunately, I was unable to swing it. So I don't have a college basketball guest today. We're just going to do 4 NBA games, and the games suck. I mean, I have one bet. I don't even know if I like it anymore. So yeah, I know that was a real riveting plug for this show, but seriously, this is going to be a rough one. Not a ton of value going to be dealt on this show, at least from the middle part. Maybe on the sides they have something, but probably were saying he only has one bet that he likes also.
Yeah, well, let me just say, Toast is a goddamn vagabond. Go home already. Have some fucking respect. Get back on the show. Yeah, no, I have 2 plays, but one of them moved an entire rebound, and we can't be playing that. So yeah, we only got one play, and it's in this game. We'll discuss.
This is the game I have my one bet in also. Yeah. So I'll start. Raptors, Sixers. I took the over at 224.5, which is where it is now. I bet it at open. It immediately shot up to 227. So I was like, oh, nailed it. It's been slowly creeping down ever since. So you could still get the same number I got right now. In fact, I think Circa just dropped it to 224. So it may even drop lower than this. Not really sure if there's any legitimate reasoning why it's dropping. Maybe Joel Embiid is on track to play, and that would slow the pace down a bit. But, man, if you've watched Joel Embiid play defense these last couple games, I'm not sure if under is the way to go with him out there. He's, getting cleaned up on the defensive glass, getting caught out of position. We all know Joel Embiid, when he's healthy, is a great defensive piece. He's an excellent rim protector, but certainly not right now. Look, the Raptors, the last 5 games, we've seen the defense fall off a cliff, right? Ever since Quickly came back into the rotation, the Raptors' defense has just disappeared. So we got Philadelphia, whose offense has been pretty red hot for a while now, 2-3 weeks now, where Philadelphia's been consistently scoring points. They should have no problem scoring on Toronto. This is a Raptors team that can't protect the rim, a Philadelphia team that always attacks the rim. The Sixers should have no problem scoring points on the Raptors, especially with no Jakob Poeltl to protect the rim. And then on the other side, I don't really trust Philadelphia. In the last 6 games, I believe it is, Philadelphia has a defensive rating over 124. Absolutely terrible. The Sixers defense has been shit. So even though the Raptors not the strongest offensive team, as long as you got Scotty Barnes out there, maybe Quickly, as long as you got NBA caliber players on the floor, you can score points on Philadelphia. So I still think it gets up over the total. The line movement definitely has me scratching my head a little bit, maybe wavering my confidence a little bit, but I still think over is the correct bet. It's not a huge play or anything, but I do have a bet over at this exact number. So that's where I'm at. Prop Beaver, would you like to talk about Joel Embiid?
Yeah, I would like to talk about Joel Embiid. So I know I banned ladders, but I'm already unbanning the ladder. I took it out of the closet. I ripped the yellow warning tape off. We're taking Joel Embiid over 4.5 assists for a full unit, over the 5.5 assists for a half unit. I know the line moved on me. It got at minus 105 this morning. It's now about the minus 130 to minus 140 range. Some have it like minus 160. If you're getting the 5+ at an unaffordable price, just put a half unit on that 6+. So let's go ahead and break this down. Since returning, Fraud has been very pass happy. I mean, he's cleared not the 5+, but the 6+ in all 3 games, averaging 7.3 assists per game, 10+ potential assists per game. And the dude's been a cash cow at home already. He's cleared the mark in all 4 games with just 15+ minutes. He's averaging 7 assists per game. And had he not gotten injured against Indy, he would have cleared both of these legs in 3 straight at home. I mean, you look at the last 2 games at home, 9 and 10 assists. So he's been really going off in these spots. And at home with just 8+ potential assists since last year, 16-4 to the over. Now he's going to face this Toronto team that, if we look at the matchup since Harden's off the team and since facing the new coach of Toronto, Darko Ratkovic, they've really forced him to be a distributor. He's averaging 8 assists per game. The last 3 matchups, 7, 8, and 9 assists, and he's averaging 10.3 potentials in those games. This is a Raptors defense that already on the year allows the most assists per game to centers, and they don't have a true big on the floor. I mean, who do they got? Orlando Robinson? I'm expecting a very heavy dose here of those double teams. They have to get the ball out of this guy's hands, and that should increase the likelihood of passes, therefore those potential assists. So to not only get the over 4.5 at an affordable price, but the 5.5 at a near +150, I just thought that was flat out disrespectful for Embiid and the Sixers offense at home. I actually like the fact, somebody mentioned it, I think the Sixers are 1-10 against the spread at home as home favorites. I love that. Let's keep this ball game competitive. Let's keep the points up. I need to see Embiid passing that ball out here. So, yeah.
It addressed a couple comments. Yes, you heard that correctly. He did call him Fraud.
He is Fraud. Dude sucks. But as long as he could pass it out tonight, we're good.
So, yes, you heard that correctly. Several people bringing up Nurkic. To be fair to Lindy, he made it very clear that if Diabate didn't play, none of what he said applies. And he said that twice. So in Lindy's defense, he did say his entire analysis was based on the fact that if Diabate didn't play, and he did play. So throw everything he said. That is funny, though, because he went so hard on Nurkic and he didn't play.
Saturated has an important question. Kyle, is the shed out? Because taking it over with the shed in could get dangerous.
I think the shed's out. The shed's open. That's true. But Philly's been scoring on everybody. I mean, we saw Philly lighting it up against Boston. Philly been lighting it up on everybody. This offense is great. They're hitting the outside shots. They're attacking the rim. Even if the shed's open, who's protecting the basket here? With no Jakob Poeltl on the floor, dude, we all know this is not 100% MVP Joel Embiid. Bro, who is stopping Embiid from scoring if you give it to him 8 feet from the basket? Who on that team is going to stop that? Not to mention, Maxey can get to the rim. Yabusele's a beast. The Philly's going to score.
The shed can't be everywhere at once.
Yeah, I mean, Shed can't play all 5 positions, unfortunately.
That's a good point.
What about Chris?
Man, I got a lot of thoughts on this game. I spent way too much of my time to not have an official bet, but everything you said makes sense, Cal. Here's what's holding me up. Toronto, because you took over. Here's what's holding me up. Toronto, you mentioned in your handicap, you said that they have some formidable players out there that should be able to be around quickly, and who else is it? Scotty, and they should be able to score. I know Philly's defense has been absolutely trash.
It's horrible, dude.
It is. However, Kyle, I feel like the reason this total is going down is because Toronto's offense has looked terrible without RJ Barrett back in there. Like, I'm looking at the numbers right now, Kyle. So without RJ on the floor this season, they are averaging 103 points per game. And that is a 12-game sample. You take RJ and Jakob Poeltl off the floor, they're 0-5 straight up, 3-2 against the spread. They're averaging 101 points per game. So I don't know if it's because Jakob Poeltl gets a bunch of offensive rebounds and stick back opportunities, or RJ Barrett is just like the glue to the team. But I watched Toronto play Sunday against the Raptors, and I like the Raptors in that spot. +9, I think it was. They scored like 85 points, 82 points. And I get it. That's a much better Houston Rockets defense. I'm just thinking Embiid comes back, like you said, maybe the pace slows down. So I say all that to say this. If I'm playing the game, I know it's ugly, and this is why I didn't play it, but this is Toronto team total under. I feel like Embiid coming back slows the pace down, like you said. I don't think that Toronto is going to be able to score the basketball. So that would be my look. But like I said, it's an ugly, ugly game. So I stayed on the sideline here.
Dude.
This is ugly. I would also, real quick, one more thing. If I'm playing the spread, and maybe I end up getting there with the spread, the reason why I didn't take the 9.5, because as Prop Beaver mentioned, the 76ers are 1-9 or 1-10, I think, against the spread as a home favorite this season. The only reason I didn't get there is because I watched Toronto get outscored by 12 points and almost not cover on Sunday against the Houston Rockets, who had absolutely nobody. They lost the fourth quarter by 12 points and barely even getting them covered. I think they covered by 2, and they were getting 9, but they were winning the game outright by like 4 or 5 points. So these dogs, for whatever reason, late in the game, I mean, they just end up getting smoked. And this is the first leg of a back-to-back for Toronto tomorrow as well. So I really want to take the points, and I really want to take their team total under, but I'm on the sideline here, Kyle.
Nah. Philly's defense is that bad. It's a trash shitty. Next. Knicks. Let's talk about a real city. Hold on. They can't hear you yet. Prop Beaver's getting back. There you go.
Okay.
Now they can.
I said strength of schedule, Cal, 7th last 5 games for Philly. And now you get the Toronto Raptors without RJ Barrett and Jakob Poeltl. I think the defense is going to look a little better here. I get it. They just gave up 140 to the Bucks. I get it.
Dude, the Pistons, the Heat, the Mavs with their current state before Anthony Davis.
The Mavs been still scoring, though. The Pistons can score. They're top 10 offense last 5 games.
The Super Bowl's got to your head, bro. Stop trusting that city. It's a filthy place, bro. All right, let's talk about a real city. Let's talk about New York. This one, if you guys watched the video, did you watch the video upload last night, Chris?
I did. I watched it after I worked
Oh my God, I was so frustrated. So
that happens to me all the time. Just 5 points of value at the snap of a finger.
Immediately. I'm granted, I might have been a little lackadaisical about it. I recorded it. If you guys watched, I recorded this video. I went through it, the Knicks Pacers game, and kind of while I was reading through my notes, I decided I was going to bet the over. It wasn't definitive yet, and while I was reading it, I was like, you know what? Yeah, like I'm going to take the over. There was a 234 open when I was reading it. I was like, guys, yeah, I'm going to take the over. I'm going to bet it right after I'm done recording, and I was in. I was like, I like this over. I swear. So I recorded the rest of the video. I answered a couple emails. I didn't like rush directly to bet it. But it was probably like 30 minutes later when I went to bet it. It was 239. Unbelievable. It moved that many points. So I'm not betting the over all the way up at this total. What did I ended up saying yesterday? It's very clear that you cannot trust the Knicks defense without OG Anunoby. There's now been 4 games. He got hurt 4 games ago. So in the last 4 games with no OG Anunoby, the Knicks defense looks terrible, as in awful. You cannot trust this defense, especially on the road in Indiana. The pace, if OG Anunoby doesn't play, and I believe he's still listed as questionable, right? Yeah, he's still listed as questionable. If OG Anunoby doesn't play, the Pacers are going to score 120 plus in this game. So if OG Anunoby doesn't play, I'd still be down to probably hit that over at 239.5. But here's the thing. If Miles Turner doesn't play for the Pacers, the Knicks may score 130 points in this game. So there's a lot of moving parts. I can't bet the over at 239.5. One, it's 5 points off where I was originally going to bet it. But if OG Anunoby and Miles Turner end up playing in this game, I would hate my over ticket at 239.5. OG Anunoby, we're seeing a night and day difference here from the Knicks defensively when he's on the floor. And Miles Turner is their rim protector. Nobody has been attacking the rim more frequently than the Knicks. So if Miles Turner plays, that is the direct piece you need on the floor to try to stop this Knicks offense. So with those two pieces being questionable, it makes it impossible to zero in on anything. I know it's super high now because the Knicks are laying 2.5 and the total is 239.5, which means the Knicks team total is going to be 121.5 here. It's going to be crazy high. But if Miles Turner doesn't play, I'd still probably be down to take the Knicks team total over. So you could just put the over up for me. But there's so many moving pieces of which variation. I think there's a good chance I end up just not betting it, rather than trying to like, oh, he's ruled out, I'll grab this. He's ruled out, I'll grab this. I'm not really trying to play that game. I've had success recently not I've had success recently not trying to force plays the next day. I look through all the games the night before. I place my bets. Now, those plays have done really well this year. But what happens is the next day through the show, I end up adding more bets, and those bets haven't done as well. So I've had success just sticking with my initial handicap and my initial bets and not forcing anything the next day. So I don't think I'm actually going to pull the trigger on this one. But like I said, the 2 injuries, that's how I'd play it. If OG Anunoby doesn't play, Pacers team total over. If Miles Turner doesn't play, Knicks team total over.
Carbon copy everything you said, Kyle. I couldn't agree more. I couldn't agree more. The numbers back it up too. OG has missed 3 games. All 3 of those games have gone up and over the total. Every team has gone up and over their team total. The Knicks are bottom 5 defensive rated team last 5 games. All of a sudden, because OG Anunoby hasn't played. And you know what else, Kyle? The Pacers is a home dog this season. I think it's 5 games, all 5 up and over the total. So,
yeah,
to your point, the over just makes the most sense, man. I really wanted to get there because equally, I feel like it's the same thing with the Pacers. I just watched the Pacers give it up to the Lakers with no Luka and no LeBron. Like Austin Reeves out there with a career high 41 points the other day. You also, I think situationally, it's a little bit better spot for the Knicks because the Pacers are coming off a 4-game Western Conference road trip. I know that they lost the game, probably be super motivated to win this one, but the Knicks off a loss, Kyle, are good. 14-2 straight up off a loss this season, 10-6 against the number when they're not playing on the second leg of a back-to-back and they're coming off a loss. But if you give them a day's rest, like give the Knicks a loss and then let them rest for a day, a perfect 3-0 straight up, 3-0 to the under, and 3-0 against the spread.
Really?
So the Knicks do well off a loss this season.
Yeah, but they had OG Anunoby in all those.
Right. Well, that's what I'm saying. If OG plays, I like the Knicks. I probably take them on the money line here, but I didn't bet the game because the 2 pieces that are missing are 2 big pieces. They're 2 very, very big pieces for what they bring to their team. So, as you mentioned at the end too, Kyle, I feel the same exact way. The plays that I've taken early have definitely been the good ones. Yesterday, me and you talked about liking the Minnesota Timberwolves. I'm glad neither one of us pulled that trigger.
I didn't take that one.
But those that when you said that, that's what it made me think about. So I'm right there with you on this one. Everything you said. And also to your point, the Knicks have played. So this is 3rd matchup of the season. Knicks have played the Pacers twice. They scored 123 in the first matchup, 121 in the second matchup. So they have had no trouble scoring against this Pacers defense recently.
Yeah, so it looks like we're in agreement there. Let's move on to the next one. And there are a couple upset people in the Discord about my opinion on this game. Both Charles and Shipley were very, very vocal about I was accused of being a Pistons hater or an anti-Pistons persona. Dude, the Pistons have one of the worst 3-point defenses in the NBA, and the only thing the Bulls can do offensively is shoot transition threes. They love to do it. That's basically what they do. It's like somebody playing 2K, this Bulls offense. They run down the floor, kick it out, and shoot a 3. They're actually good at it. The Bulls are a top 5 3-point shooting team this year, as crazy as it sounds, both in frequency and efficiency. They take a shitload, they hit a shitload. The Pistons suck defending the 3-point shot. What are we missing here, Pistons fans?
Hey, Kyle, the reason when I was watching your video earlier, it was so funny. It was almost like you had found some hidden data or something. And I was like, I say this every day on Cal's show. They're gonna shoot a bunch of threes. If they make them, they cover. If they don't, they lose.
Yeah, exactly. Now, probably right. You made for my props?
Well, the thing was for actually it was for Chris. It was a lean on his show today.
Oh, cool. So we're in agreement. I almost bet it at 19.5 last night. So I like Kobe White over points. It looks like Chris is on that. I'm sure the reason is he takes over 7 above the break 3-point attempts per game, and the Pistons are the worst defense in the NBA defending that. Should be a 3-point party for Kobe White. Pistons are ass. Also, I was liking Jalen Duren. Dude, his last 5 games against the Bulls, all you can eat buffet. 18.5 points per game, 14.5 rebounds per game, 5 straight double-doubles. The Bulls just can't protect the interior. They can't protect their defensive glass. Should be an all-you-can-eat buffet for Duren as well. So the ways I would go in this game are as followed. I like the Bulls to score points. I think it's very possible that the Pistons score points right back. So that's why I haven't placed the bet yet. I'm circling some things here. I like the Bulls to hit 3-point shots in this game. I like Kobe White to go over his total, over 3-point shots, however you want to play it. I think it's a very good matchup for Kobe White. And if you're trying to even go deeper into the props, I think it's a great matchup for Jalen Duren to take his over PNR. I believe he would have gone over his total in 5 straight games against the Bulls. So whether it's Kobe White, whether it's Jalen Duren, whether it's the Bulls team total over, whether it's Bulls plus the points, whether it's a full game total over, that all those bets I just named kind of circle how I feel about this game. That being said, Kyle, how many bets do you actually have placed on the game? Not a one. Chris?
Oh man, that's so funny because you sound just like me. That's my show in a nutshell. Sometimes it's like all of these things I lean, and I've bet none of them. But if you like any of them, like take them, and I would endorse all of them. So yeah, I'll just add that I agree with all of that, Kyle. I definitely agree with everything that you said. The thing that makes I hate the Bulls with everything in my soul. Bulls free die still, but the thing that makes this game even more difficult is guess what? They play tomorrow. Same time, same place, same 2 teams.
So stupid.
Yeah, it's really stupid. I didn't bet any of it, Cal, but I like everything that you just said there. Kobe, especially without Zach LaVine now, I think Ayo is upgraded to questionable in this game, but Lonzo's out. So that's even more usage, in my opinion, for somebody like Kobe. So I like his points up and over. I think the line did move to 20.5 now. But yeah, I think that's the only way I'll play it. And Jalen Duren, like you said, he's pretty much owned this team. The other thing that I'll mention, and Ski isn't on the show today, but his guy Vucevic is in a really good matchup as well. He crushes Duren. Duren crushes him. He crushes Duren right back. From the 3-point line, I think he's gone up and over his points prop in 4 of the 5 games that he's played him. Going back to last season, both of the games that he's played him so far this season. So he stretches the floor, brings Duren outside, and then Duren goes inside and dunks on him, gets a bunch of offensive rebounds and all that stuff. So it's a lot of good matchups in this game, Kyle. I should just take the over.
Fuck that. It is Duren. I don't give a shit. Try to say Duren. No, Duren. It sounds cooler like that. Jalen Duren.
No, it's Duren. It's Duren.
No, I'm saying Duren. It's open to interpretation, and I'm interpreting it as Duren. Before we move on, Prop Beaver, show the standings. I forgot to show it before.
Yeah, I didn't load them in yet.
It's cool. Just download the email real quick. We just got to check in on the standings real quick. So let's see how the new week went. New week started yesterday, and I think just want you guys to peep something. Here we go. And I am in first place. How do you like that? Leading the, what's the name of my division?
Hudson River.
I'm leading the Hudson River division. A lot of green. Sober Bets, Jay Ryan, Jay Steven, Patrick Corbett division. Miranda Jenkins out to an early lead as well. Tinker and Cygnus. So, yeah, got off to a hot start in the league. Wanted to make it a point to remember to show that. Next game.
Thank God the viewers saw that.
Yeah, they do. That people like when they're in first place and it gets shown on the screen.
That is true.
Tinker was fired up.
No, pick up for the other people. For your ego, go screw yourself.
Oh, no. Well, people know I'm going to be up top. Next up, Grizzlies, Suns. I got accused of being a Grizzlies hater in the comments last night. It was actually TWD who made the accusation. He said, I don't know what Sauce has against Ja Morant and the Grizzlies. I don't have anything against Ja Morant.
He's a bad role model for our youth. That's
bro. I'm not a good role model either. So who am I to sit here and point fingers? I've done bad things. Memphis on the road in Phoenix. I want to bet the Suns. I feel like I need to call the number. The Suns. I have a problem with the Suns. I have such a bad record betting this Phoenix team, man. If for those of you that were subscribed since last year, I lost more money betting the Suns than any other team in the NBA, and it actually wasn't close. I lost like 9 units betting the Suns alone, and the next closest was like 2.8. I had a winning NBA season last year. Lost 9 units on the Suns. I don't know what it is. I just never can figure this Suns team out. That being said, I don't know how they're catching such a big number here. Memphis defensively struggles against jump shooters. That's what Phoenix does. That they live and die by the jump shot. They take the above the break 3. They take the long mid-range shot. Phoenix should have no problem scoring on the Grizzlies here. Kevin Durant is back, and that helps the Suns in a number of ways. Number one, I know we don't know Kevin Durant as a defensive piece, but actually the data's pretty clear. The Suns are a much better defensive team when he plays. I'm not going to say they're a good defensive team, but we're talking about the last 13 games with Durant versus the last 13 games without Durant. We're talking about 10 points per 100 possessions difference on the defensive side of the ball. So the Suns defense significantly better when Durant's on the floor. I'm not saying that means they're going to stop Memphis. Of course not. Memphis is a powerful offensive team, but Kevin Durant gives them 6 defensive rebounds per game, and that's one of the areas that they're going to need to shore up here. Memphis is a big offensive rebounding team. This number's too big. I honestly would have this number Memphis -1 with the current build of these two teams. So I didn't bet it. I kind of want to be in the Suns here.
I'll add this guy. If I could get a -1, boy, that would be a big play on Memphis for me. Because I agree with some of the things that you said, but I don't think it should be 1 though. 1 for Memphis, Kyle, off a loss. We know this is the best team in the NBA off a loss. And I get it. Phoenix should be in a bounce back spot. But I know you went through your numbers the same way I go through mine. And it's not a lot to like for the current state of Memphis, Kyle. For Phoenix, especially with the current state of the Memphis Grizzlies. This team has been absolutely cooking. I know that they lost. I actually thought that they were going to lose against OKC. I think that there's tiers in the NBA and OKC is here. And even though Memphis has a good record, they're still not on that tier. But what do the Grizzlies struggle with, Kyle? Protecting the basketball. Does Phoenix force turnovers? No. They don't. Should Memphis be able to live in the paint, get out and run in transition? I think so. Enough for them to win the game. By 1, I would love to have a 1. I got to the line too late. I don't want to take it at 4.5. It's an ESPN game. All the money's going to be on Memphis here as well. So I'll stay on the sideline because this one kind of feels too easy, in my opinion. So I'm not betting it. Go ahead.
Wait, you think Memphis is too easy?
I think Memphis was too easy at the opening number of 1, 2.5. I saw 2.5 when it first opened, and I could be wrong, but I saw 2.5.
Yeah, it was at 1.5 when I looked at it. Someone said
Sauce. 4.5. I don't know.
Someone said Sauce. Are you saying we should go opposite? Look, I'm not telling you what to do. If you have bet opposite of me every time I picked the Suns the last 2 years, your account looks decent. I'll say that. I'll say that. Your account looks all right.
You rode them all the way into the playoffs too, Kyle.
Dude, not just the playoffs. I bet the Suns 4 straight games when they got swept by Minnesota. But Suns.
I remember that. I was
4
with
straight
like 2 of them.
Every single time, like, nah, guys, they're going to get back up. Like, nah, they're not going to get swept. Jeez, man, this Suns
Anthony
team.
always had other plans. Kyle.
I feel like I would own another home if the Suns didn't exist. Like, the amount of money I've lost in this freaking team. So
Don't you think Bradley Beal not being there too, Kyle? Like
I think that helps.
That dude stinks.
I mean, offensively though, Prop Beaver, because Kyle, I feel like isn't being rational. Like, where's that?
How am I not being rational?
All right, no, but
where's that scoring gonna come without Bill? Because you need to outscore Memphis. We know that this is number 1 offense in the NBA. Well, number 1, 2, 3, 4, somewhere up there. Like,
I will say,
how Phoenix gonna win the game, Kyle? And I want your handicap on the total too.
They're going to score 125 points.
All right, so I will say, like, if you're looking at the shot zones for Memphis defensively, where do they struggle to defend the mid range? And that's Beal is a mid range assassin like KD, so I guess having him off the floor hurts a bit. But where's the other shot zone that Beal really likes to shoot in the paint? That's the strength of the Memphis defense. So I feel like that kind of cancels out him being off the floor here. I don't really know. I don't really think that's that big of a deal. I think having KD back is the real thing, and I think that's a massive deal in this scenario. So for you to be catching a hyperinflated line at nearly 5 points,
yeah. And check this out. We're all looking at the Suns like, oh, the Suns aren't profitable, right? They're like 4-9 against the spread the last 13 games Durant plays. Oh, that's not profitable. They're 8-5 straight up in those games. So they're winning the games. They're just not covering. In this instance, we don't need to cover. We don't need to win. Man, I'll talk myself into it. We should just go to the next. Oh,
I mean, I will say the Suns just don't cover. Like, Chris does have a point. The team doesn't cover.
Yeah, but as dogs,
18-33.
They're the worst team in the league.
What are they as dogs, Chris?
2-3, I think it was. Let me double check it real quick. I think as dogs. So as dogs this season, they are 6-13 as a dog.
With that, hold on, dogs with
tasty.
Dogs with Durant though.
Let's see, Kevin Durant in and their dog. They are 4-5 straight up, 5-4 against the spread, 8-1 to the under. 8-1 to the under.
5 and 4 against the spread as dogs with Durant. I mean, swimming in money if you've been taking the Suns in
total
this spot.
also did move 5 points. So you with that little
8 straight unders.
Yeah, with that
straight
little
unders.
under
46.
thing,
What about an
Chris.
over? I mean, an under.
You're catching 6 extra points of value with the way that total moved, and you got that 8 straight under trend.
Dude, give me the Suns. I think I'm betting this.
113 to 106 is the average score. They're averaging 106.
Everyone in the comments is saying we should put the belt up. You want to put it up? I'm on Suns. I
No,
want 4.5.
I'm not taking the worst of the number. No, absolutely not. No, I would be with you.
Because you know the Suns are going to cover. Because you know the Suns are going to cover.
I like the Suns to cover a lot more 4.5 than 1. Is my point.
So
Probably even don't got any props in this game. I was looking at
I'm scared, bro.
Booker.
What do you
looking
mean
at
I'm scared?
Jaren
Yo,
Jackson
Kyle,
Jr.
eat a bag of shit, okay? I had Zach Edey over 6.5 rebounds. I had it in the Discord at 9 p.m. last night. First fucking thing I posted. Now it's at 7.5. Why am I posting something that's got like a 20% decrease in hit rate? I ain't doing that, okay? I'm a fucking sharp, all right? Lauren.
So
Lauren.
probably would just use that opportunity to flex his CLV trophy.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, me. I'm the one who flexed the CLV trophy.
You've been around him too long, bro.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe I'm getting the wrong lessons over here.
Probably hit it with the underdog.
Okay. All right. So we do have an underdog here, and it actually a potential third extra play. I was looking at it. So we were talking a bit of 2 weeks ago about how Nembhard's potential assists were rising, and now Tyrese Halliburton's potential assists were decreasing. We're starting to see that flip again, folks. Halliburton's potential assists, they're on the rise. Nemby's are on the decrease. Nemby only played 21 minutes last game, which was actually pretty crazy. I don't know what the hell that was about, but Nemby only 21 minutes last game. Halliburton's now going to be back at home. This OG Anunoby-less Knicks defense is absolutely terrible. And if Miles Turner comes back, that could even be more potential assists for Mr. Halliburton here. So if Turner goes and OG's out, I'm probably going to add Halliburton over assists. You get that plus 102 on FanDuel. And then the other one for this underdog leg I have is Embiid higher than 8 free throws made. They didn't have the assist. What do the Raptors do? They're going to force centers to pass the ball. They're also going to hack the shit out of centers. They foul at the highest rate in the league, and they foul Embiid at an ungodly rate in previous matchups. So I think that Embiid's going to be able to get to the foul line, something that he does pretty much every time that he's out there. In terms of the promo of the day for Underdog, you need Ja Morant to get a half point. If you are a new user, you can use that as a free leg. And you can sign up for Underdog in one of these lovely yellow states. Yellow like that E-Ship Tomahawk cheese steak.
Promo code is BET. B-E-T.
Promo code's BET. B-E-T.
Someone asked
deposit match up to $1,000.
Yeah, that promo code's for Underdog. If you sign up to Underdog Fantasy, use the promo code BET. B-E-T. Yo, someone asked before about the league. Deadline is 2 hours and 27 minutes to submit your picks for tonight. It's for people in the Discord. It's not like if you want to sign up on the website and join the Discord, the league is part of that, and it's the winner gets $150 cash and a trophy every week. It's more fun. Like people in it aren't trying to win the $150. Well, actually, I mean, $150 is cool, but it's more like when you're in the group and you get to know everyone in there. It's fun, just like competing with people you know. It's fun. But yeah, Suns up tonight. No, I'm just kidding.
I think I like under, Kyle, especially with it moving to 246, 8-1 to the under with Durant. Like this, all the totals that are higher than 230 have like not even gotten close to the over. Like they played the Suns. I mean, they played the Cavs. Remember,
Grizzlies team total under.
A Grizzlies team total under. So let's see. Opponents team total points scored 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. They've held 7 of their 9 opponents under their team total with Durant in and their dog. They don't score either though. Like
I'll take a look. I'll consider.
I think I'm gonna play under 246 and just not watch the game. That's uncomfortable. Like I hate playing under sometimes, but I think I'm gonna take under.
All right, college basketball. There's a shitload tonight. We're not going to go through them all. I'm on Kentucky. I'm on UConn. I'm on. What the hell am I even on? One sec. Let me type it into the Discord. I'm on Santa Clara plus 9.5. I'm on Michigan. I'm on Georgia plus 8.5. I like that one. Georgia plus 8.5. Yeah. If you want to hear our breakdowns of college basketball, just go watch the midnight stream from last night. I had Toast on, Trevor from Pump Fake Pod. We went through 18 games. So if you want to go check that out, that's from midnight. So everyone, hit me up in the Discord if you need me. You got 2.5 hours to submit